if they would have drafted a quarterback that year, let's just say Tua, forget Herbert, all right? Because he was second or third choice at that point, although I really did like him. If they took Tua, not only did they look better, but they might have had their job still. Maybe I'm wrong on that. What do you think?
I'm not so sure. I think if they would have drafted Tua, you would still see the same thing you see out of him right now, because I was against drafting Tua off of that injury with the hip. I don't care whether you say this guy is going to be well or not. When you talk about how serious that injury was, I was out on him already. I was always on the train of draft Justin Herbert, sit him, and then cut bait with Stafford afterwards. Not because Stafford is bad, but because of the marriage has ran its course. Allow you guys to move on, got your quarterback of the future, and then go ahead and let Stafford go do his thing. I think if they would have drafted Herbert, then to your point, Maz, yeah, they would probably still be here. But instead, that is the fault of the Lions regime. They let two men take a pick, not in the best interest of the future of the franchise. One, they thought that was going to be a Band-Aid right now. And essentially, like I always say this, when you take a cornerback or any defensive back in the top 5 picks, you're basically saying this guy is going to be a Hall of Famer, because you don't take a guy that high in a secondary unless he's going to be that.
Jared Goff is a free agent in 2 years, okay? In 2 years from now, you're going to have to make the decision whether or not to pay Jared Goff $30 to $35 million a year. You can't win like that. You cannot pay Jared Goff that kind of money. So I think you need to get your quarterback now, develop him for a year. If you so choose to do that, if you want to put him on the field game 1, do that too. But you need to take Malik Willis in this draft, because you cannot afford to pay your quarterback, who's a non-Hall of Fame quarterback. Jared Goff might be a very successful quarterback. Define success for you. I don't know what that means.
Got a hot girlfriend.
But I don't think you have the ability to win or build a team without a quarterback on a rookie deal. I think that guy is in this draft. I don't think you can wait till next year, because you're going to win at least 6, 7, 8 games next year. At least a minimum. That's not going to put you in the top 2, because you're going to need a top 2 pick. Those quarterbacks are going 1 and 2 next year. C.J. Stroud and Bryce Young. 32, the last pick of the first round, Mel Kiper has the Detroit Lions selecting Lewis Cine. I don't know how to say his last name, but I'm sure I will soon, especially if he's taken by the Lions, the safety from Georgia. So there's your safety.
So he wants a corner and a safety at 1-2.
There you go. The more I talk to people in the league, the more I think the Lions will stand pat on quarterback in their 3 picks in the top 34. Jared Goff could be a starter in 2022, and if he struggles, chances are Detroit will be right back in the mix for the number 1 overall pick, which they can use on a signal caller. Cine is the 5th Georgia defender in the top 32 picks here, with more to come. He's a good cover safety who's rising, and he ran 4.3 speed, 4.37 to be exact, at the combine. So according to Mel Kiper, the more he talks to people, he believes that the Lions will not select a quarterback with any one of the picks in the top 34.
And you hear other guys say, "Oh, the more I talk to the Lions,
Right.
the more I think they're going to take a quarterback." Who do you believe? Who do you know? Everyone's got an opinion, just like a doorknob. Everyone's got one.
At number 34, interesting pick. I think a lot of Michigan fans will be intrigued by this one.
I don't like this one.
David Ojabo. Ojabo is my top-ranked outside linebacker, even after he tore his Achilles last month, and could miss most of the season. If the Lions are thinking long-term, they could get a steal with a high-ceiling edge rusher.
You want another injured guy?
3 picks, 3 defensive players for Kiper at 4.0.
You wanted the. I know you love Ojabo. I know you do.
I love Ojabo.
But he's really untested.
Now, the thing about Ojabo, and it's so hard because, you know, Jalen Smith at Notre Dame, he was a guy that had injury concerns, fell in the draft, and ultimately I think he became a Pro Bowler.
He did, but he also got let go.
I understand that, and I'm not sure why he got let go. I don't know if it was personal problems or if whatever the case may be, or maybe he just broke down. I don't know that answer. But that to me is a player. These modern medicine is incredible.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, David Ojabo could come back this year, and maybe, how about this? You can take Willis in the first round. You can take Ojabo in the second round, and maybe you can be just as bad next year and get another top pick. I mean, I don't know. What has Sheila Hamp done to get booed other than this Calvin Johnson thing still seems to be a thing?
I think the people that boo Sheila Ford Hamp are just lazy. It's a lazy man, straw man take from the past. And like you said, it's, oh, well, it's the owner of the Lions, so I got to boo them. And Sheila Ford Hamp, ever since she has taken over, I haven't seen one misstep. The Calvin thing, she fixed that because that was an issue before she even took over. She brought him out there. Yes, the whole fans booed about how the whole situation, but she at least was the one that resolved the situation. She didn't start it. She finished it. So I'll even give her feather or her flowers on that one. But no, the way she's emboldened, to me, the only mistake she has ever made, in my opinion, was telling Patricia and Quinn this was their last year, and that's what screwed up that draft with Okudah, because they didn't want to go get a quarterback then, because you're not going to plan for the future if you know your ass is on the line this year. But outside of that, she's part of the crew that got the damn draft here. She's reinstilled. She's handed over the keys. She's brought back Chris Spielman. She's given these guys, football guys, she's given them the right to do what they got to do. And I think that's great leadership out of her.
And it's always popular to boo the commissioner of the NFL, regardless of where he is.
I'm booing Goodell.
And to be honest with you,
At $50 million a year, you could boo him.
why would you boo Roger Goodell today?
You better not.
Seriously. If there's a guy you should cheer like crazy, it's Roger freaking Goodell. Every Lions fan should go downtown today at 4:30, 5 o'clock and get on to whenever Roger Goodell gets on stage and cheer the hell out of this guy, because he okayed the NFL draft to come here to our city. What's to boo about?